And for New England.
I mean, you couldn't ask for anything more. If that was your holiday wish, was for good skiing, you got it. Last year you didn't get it, but this year you are getting it. In fact, the lake effect is going to help out too across western New York and parts of Ohio, Michigan as well. We got a couple of lake effect snow warnings, some lake effect snow advisories that are posted here. Coming off of Lake Michigan, watching some snow. Also off of Lake Erie, snow this morning. Nothing terribly organized just yet, but we got the lake effect happening. In fact, it's been ongoing since yesterday. And for some of you, the totals will add up to more than 8 inches of snow, where it's been most persistent. Now, we've got Scott Newell, who is out there this morning in Mayville, New York. He's been following for us on the roads. Scott, I know you've had a little bit of snow grains, a little bit of maybe even some grapple from time to time. What is the condition of the snow? Exact same thing that you did. I thought they were driving very fast, too fast for conditions. Now, today, as we look at what's going to happen with the lake effect snow, we looked at the lakes. They are open for business. From satellite, NASA's MODIS satellite, we can see from space that we don't have very much ice cover at all. Got cloud cover down there over Lake Erie and Lake Ontario, but overall just 2.5% ice-covered lakes. So they're open for business. You have cold air moving over the relatively warmer lakes. Water temperatures are in the upper 30s, low 40s. That's going to get the lake effect snow going as long as you have the wind direction just right. Now that's what we have today, a northwest flow. And we haven't seen necessarily one single band really sort of snowing to beat the band. But we are going to be looking for the lake effect to be pretty persistent. Some of the snow showers still continuing off of Lake Michigan. You can see that right here near the Kalamazoo area. We also have some lighter snow showers, Cleveland and east of town, Buffalo south of town. And as we get through today, we'll still keep watching for some of those multi-lake snow bands. It's possible off of Lake Superior, off of Lake Huron, Lake Erie, or maybe even off of Superior, Huron, and Lake Ontario as well. South of Watertown is where some of that will be adding up for today. And then the Clipper comes in, and that's where Reynolds picks it up. National Weather Service estimated the winds reached 105 miles per hour. And unfortunately, when we look at the pattern, you know, we need rain in the south, but we could see severe weather in the south in the coming days.
Yeah, we're going to start going downhill on New Year's Eve in the southeast in terms of the rainfall. But really, the kicker, the forcing mechanism kind of comes out as we work our way into Monday and Tuesday, and that's the problem. We're going to have moist air, dew points will be in the 60s and 70s, so we'll have fuel for these storms.
And the concern is always that people are caught off guard by severe weather in January. You expect it in April or May, right? But you may not in January. It can happen. It will likely happen in this case. We've got some jet stream energy at play, both in the southern branch and the northern branch. Yeah,
very, very active pattern through here, which will be interesting once we get the cold air in next week. I was talking about in 50 past.
Don't fast forward too much.
Yeah, we're going to stick with this right now. But this weekend, again, as this low pressure develops and pushes all this warm, moist air northward, we'll be in the warm sector. This isn't going to be one of these old air masses that's, you know, sitting here with cold air and stable air, but it'll be unstable.
It's been warm. You know, we've had a brief little cool down, and it's not been cold by any stretch here in the last couple days. But now we're going to bring the warmth back. The dew points coming back up. Jim, last week the frogs were croaking so loud in New Orleans because dew points were in the 70s, you know, and we're going to see that kind of pattern again.
Somebody's got crocuses blooming down here already, and we're going to start to get pictures of the crocuses blooming. But here we go. Rain as we work our way, showers and thunderstorms on Saturday, and this is all the way up too, by the way. It'll be fine, obviously, inside the dome for the Huskies and the roll tide here, but we're talking about showers certainly outside for the tailgating and cool and coolish.
Yeah, cloudy, coolish. You know, it's not an all-out, all-day rain. So for tailgaters, I'd chance it, right? I'd give it a chance.
Why not?
A couple hours.
It's all about
stuck inside.
Honestly, it's all about witnessing what's going to be one of the greatest games of the year, I think, inside the Georgia Dome. So there's that. So here we go. Monday, January 2nd, looking at the showers, thunderstorms, some of these severe.
And then rain all in the east with this next one. But we've got to be aware of the chance of tornadoes. This comes on Monday, a 3 in much of Mississippi. So early heads up for this,
and we'll fine-tune this, obviously, as we get closer to the...
Quick, too. It happens really quick. So cold enough today that we'll get the lake effect. Then we warm up, actually, in the east for a couple of days, and then the bottom drops out with the cold.
Yeah, and notice where if it's going to warm up, we're below when you go January 4th through 8th. So that's the day that we're looking at. But what's really interesting about this graphic, Jen's got Florida under the sun and through here. Your heart and your soul wants to go to Florida, period. But what's interesting is this area, as we heard about this morning from GDIME Weather and Michael Palmer, is the largest since they started these outlooks in terms of high probabilities, 90% or greater.
Of this far below average,
Right. So that's really, pretty good confidence. And, we're not too far from Los Angeles.
They've been doing these outlooks for, what, 15 years?
15 years.
This is the largest area that they've had since then.
So Vegas is in this as well. So the point is after the warm-up early next week, everybody gets a chance to enjoy the cold, even all the way to the eastern seaboard. seaboard. Florida, you're going to stay out of this, though. So here goes Fortis. That's out. We start setting up a nice block, ridge in the Gulf of Alaska, and then a ridge over the Western Atlantic, and then, yeah, the cold air's got to go somewhere, so it's going to sink it through here. Pretty active jet stream here, Jen.
And it gets stuck. So this is a really stuck kind of pattern. Got a big ridge over the Pacific. This ridge ends up moving over the Atlantic, and so this kind of pattern is a blocking pattern. And so if anything's going to get stuck, it's the cold air over the U.S.
Exactly. And it's going to go first to the Pacific Northwest. That's where temperatures are going to be very, very much colder than they were in terms of average. 68 was the last New Year's Eve snow. New Year's Day, 1950 for Seattle. This is pretty exciting.
Interesting month in Seattle. We just had our coldest December in, I think, 8 years.
Right.
I mean, it's been a long time. And for us, or below average month, I should say.
Below average month.
Yeah.
So here's
coldest December much longer than that. I mean, we just haven't been that cold. It's been above average.
We don't have any winter advisories out yet for Seattle, for the lowlands, but it will snow all the way down to the Puget Sound, and we're talking about maybe 1 to 3 inches of snow. It's hard to get that, but that's the way it's looking right now. Temperature swings will go nuts. I mean, look at Seattle's low on Wednesday morning.
18.
That's the low in Seattle.
By Thursday morning, we'll have sub-zero temperatures in 14 or 15 states. Significant.
How about those
37 in Vegas?
Those big
the Consumer Electronics Show starts the 5th.
Oh, it does start the 5th?
Yeah, so
right
folks will be coming in town. Be ready for that chill.
Portland, Oregon could be the coldest start to the first several days in January since 1978.
Yes.
Which was, I think, one of the, let's see, 77,
79, I think it is.
Yankees won the World Series in 78. All right, International Falls 14. Cold air eventually comes east as well. 47 in Chicago. Enjoy it. Rain. But then the bottom.
Look what's coming. It swings in, the cold air swings in, and it stays. So these are the high temperatures. So International Falls, your high doesn't go above zero. Minneapolis, your high does, but then we'll see some sub-zero lows.
And this only means one thing. A better chance for Reynolds Wolf and I to get out in the field.
And stand in the cold.
Just saying.
Talking about being out.
Thank you, Kristen Johnson from WVIT, showing us what it looks like, after a winter storm. Sometimes, even when the roads are treated, that black ice can catch you off guard. The other issue behind the storm is the lake effect ongoing. This is the radar right now showing some snow showers across lower Michigan. Fairly light. We were in some moderate snow at times around Kalamazoo. South of Buffalo, we're going to be in this through today. The lake effect snow warnings continue until 10 o'clock tonight, and then the Clipper comes in for our
2017.
And I'm analyzing this picture here in Times Square. So about 24 hours away from ringing in 2017, and we're looking at Times Square. The camera panning around. It looks like they've got things starting to set up for New Year's Eve. So we're going to keep an eye on this to see what else they got going out here. It's going to get packed. The giant crystal ball, watching it drop, is one of the most iconic ways to ring in the new year in the U.S. The ball is 12 feet in diameter, weighs nearly 6 tons, and is covered with more than 2,500 Waterford crystals. And the confetti is going to be wish-fetti, actually. People wrote their wishes on tiny little pieces of paper, and that will be the confetti that will come down here in Times Square. Let's take a look at travelers. Getting into New York City, we should be fine there, but we do have snow with our Clipper system coming in. I-90 is going to be affected by that. A coating of snow may not be much more than a couple of inches, but it really can make for some slick conditions. Also tomorrow, we've got rain on I-10, I-20, and I-40 spreading east throughout the evening. So the Atlanta area, by the end of the day, by the time the peach drops, we will have